I absolutely love this film, and I love the way it was set up as like an anthology piece. How did you like end up structuring it in that way? What was like your influence?
My influence is that I grew up loving Coen Brothers, P.T. Anderson, Tarantino, Scorsese. I love films with tons of characters that you spend time with them, whether those films are told as an anthology or they've just got a large ensemble cast and you're having all these little moments and little nuggets of time where you're spending time with different characters and whatnot. I love that, and I love hanging out with characters. I love just having them shoot the shit, whether it's in the middle of them doing something plot driven or if it's just them hanging out. Those are the films that like kind of got ingrained in my brain as a little kid when I was first getting into movies, and they've just kind of stuck with me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you had such a great cast. How did it all come together? How did the casting go?
Oh, okay. So I mean, I got to give kudos to the casting directors. Sal and Jonathan really came through. They were truly a blessing to have, especially on my first film, because how dedicated they were, and actually not just were are to the process. Like, still, I was just like having a conversation with Sal where he was kind of talking me through something. Regularly checks in, and the passion for the film, very gratifying, very just such an awesome feeling to have a team involved in the production, and it's clearly not just a payday, especially for a small indie project. It's definitely not a payday, but like for them to be so invested in and care about the project, really cool. So I would say that like that is a core of the success of this ensemble cast. There's definitely some friend relationships that brought some people in, and then one fun nugget is having trouble finding our Lassie, who is played by Paige Searcy,
Hmm.
fantastically. We were having trouble finding her, and so then I just started looking on the different pages of the people that we'd already cast to try and just find some inspiration. Find like who do they know? Does somebody know someone that like might fit? And Scarlett DeMeo, who plays Allie in our film, is friends with Paige. And so when I was on when I was on Scarlett's page, I saw Paige, and I was like, oh, well, she kind of has like the vibe and look like. And then I went to her IMDb. I was like, oh, like she's fucking good. So she's great. Like, and so I immediately texted Sal, and I was like, we need to bring her in and let's check her out because she might be our Lassie. And then she auditioned. And I was just like, oh, fuck yeah. So like there's so many different ways for the cast to come together. And especially for that, like where I was just really struggling with finding my right Lassie. And it was just so cool to be like, oh, Scarlett's friend. Like, cool. Yeah, that works. Perfect. Michael Abbott Jr., who plays Banks, and he's so fucking good. That is a situation of initially Sal and Jonathan brought him up as possibly playing Texas Tim. But then we had Will audition for Texas Tim, and it was like, oh, and so I really loved Michael Abbott Jr. So I was really familiar with him, and so I loved him in that film, and I really wanted to have him be in the film, and just there was just something about him that I was just like, I think he would be fucking great as Banks actually instead. So I'm so glad that they initially brought him up for Texas Tim because then we switched it over to Banks, and I reached out to him on Instagram to kind of like I wanted to instill that personal connection to be like, you're going to be getting a message from a random casting director about a random small film from a random first time feature director. But I want to introduce myself because I really want you to play this role. And so that was really cool. And I think that was really helpful to be able to have that opportunity and that ability to do that. So that's definitely one of the pluses to social media, that it allows you the opportunity to connect. And fortunately, he read the message and he responded. And I told him about the film, and he was like, "Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Like, send the script." And and then boom, 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 and then Alan Jonathan got that going, and like, yeah. So pretty cool. Sorry for the long-winded answer there,
Oh,
but
that's awesome.
yeah. So wrap it all up. Kudos to our casting director and then and some of it, some of the friends and the random joy of being friends with someone, and being a great actress, and it works out.
That's awesome. That's so cool how everything worked out.
Yeah.
Um, so like the concept of these deep fake videos, like it's such a kind of terrifying concept that's so prevalent in our society right now. I was
Yeah,
wondering what
yeah.
inspired you to write a film kind of centered around that?
Just because like I was so fascinated with it. When I saw my first deepfake in 2018, I was immediately enamored with it, but also knew like this is gonna be bad news. And it's gonna be bad news like quicker than people realize. And I immediately was thinking I want to make a horror film about this because it's a great concept. The idea was just kind of floating in my brain for several years. Tossed around different approaches that I wasn't really stoked with. And then finally, like early mid December 2022, like it just kind of popped in my brain. I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I'm gonna do it with multiple storylines with an ensemble cast, and I'll have this character that makes it, and he does it just these different groups, and then I'll figure out a way to like have them be like slightly connected, but not totally connected because I want them to just be just different little nuggets of people that are, yeah, just random victims of our antagonist.
So I love the use of practical effects in this film. There's so many like good gory moments. I especially love
Right
like
on.
the super glue scene.
Oh, right
So
on, right on.
what was
Kudos.
your favorite? I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead.
no, before you say that, I just wanted to give kudos to our special effects makeup team, Alyssa and Allie and Ingrid. They did an awesome job.
Yeah, all those scenes, just everything they did, so so cool. What was like your favorite scene to direct that involved like this practical effects?
Okay, let's think about it. What was my favorite scene for that? Hmm. I don't want to. How do I talk about certain things without being a spoiler?
Yeah.
Okay, so um, I really enjoyed. Okay, well, there's one scene that I can't like really get into the specifics of, but I enjoyed the opportunity to have gallons of blood to to go to spray and do stuff of that sort. That was a lot of fun. Michael Abbott Jr. was just such a fucking joy to be on set with because like I mean, he was just so crazy and like he really got into the role. So it was just so much fun having him be just a maniac on set. There's a really cool extreme close up we have of his face when he's attacking one of the other characters, and like the intensity of his eyes is like his eyes are mesmerizing. And like when he's in psycho mode, his eyes are frightening. And it's awesome. I love it so much. And it's crazy because I wrote aspects of his eyes and even his eyebrows and just like features of his face. And I wrote certain aspects of that way before he was even a contender for the role.
Oh,
And and then to cast him and be looking at him through the like on the monitor and whatnot and have it be like almost exactly how I described it in the script was pretty crazy. And like you would think like I wouldn't be surprised if some people think like he's wearing like a special like contact lens or if we did something to his eyes in post effects because they're so crazy looking. And I love it. I love it. And it's all genuine and it's all Michael Abbott Jr. And yeah, a lot of those moments with him just going fucking nuts. I enjoyed just witnessing his insanity and how much just how in it he was and how far he went with it. He was great. That was a lot of fun.
that's awesome. So I'm a huge fan of the music videos that you've directed.
Oh, right on.
I love like the vibe of this film because there's so much like music video vibes going on. Like, how
Cool.
did your love of music kind of inspire the way you directed this film?
Huh. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I think it's like a natural thing in me. Like I definitely love I love music and when I'm shooting or editing, there is like a melody in my head. There is a melody to the structure. I would say that like music like music like subconsciously like even affects the way I write because I do try um I try and not try. Like sometimes it's subconscious and other times it is like a conscious decision. But I like to write like there's a melody to the way like a lot of the conversation pieces are. Like I definitely one of those writer directors that is kind of specific about having the actors like stick to the script. As I'm there's definitely moments of improv and there's definitely moments of me like changing things like based off of how an actor has like kind of influenced the character and like what feels more natural and whatnot. But there are like many moments of like particular words and the cadence and inflection that is very important to me because I feel like there is like a certain even if it's not like melodic like musically, but there is like a melody to the way that I like to have people like talk. So music kind of inspires all of that, I guess. And then like there's a lot of songs in the film. And I guess that it's because I do like love music and it is just kind of in me. So yeah, there's plenty of moments where and rather than having score, I wanted people either listening to music in the background or having a song be the landscape of the scene as opposed to having score because yeah, I guess yeah, because mu music has just kind of always been something really that I've loved and it's just yeah, kind of in my bones and something that's important to me.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, I think everything turned out so well. I cannot wait for everyone to see this film. I loved it so much.
Oh, right
But,
on. Thank you so much. That's so cool to hear.
well, thank you so much for talking to me today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you for making the time and wanting to talk about it. I really appreciate it.
Well, no, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you.